If you want to be a trainer that is extremely successful at what they do, marketing is a very important thing. Not the best trainer are doing the best. The best marketers are doing the best.
As specific as you are and as bigger problem and better solution you can offer or sort, your service is going to be at the top.
I think the fitness industry has changed a lot. I think that we live in a place where aesthetics play a very important role. Walking the path that you preach is very important. So as a trainer, you need to be in good shape. Often people neglect all the other elements that are equally important or even more important. To scale your business and to grow your business, the number one thing is to...
Welcome to Shredify podcast, episode 12. And today with me, I have Milos. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Man, actually, can you please tell the people who you are and what you do?
Okay, I will tell the people who I am and what I do, but may I tell the people how we first met and what we were doing when we met the first time?
Yeah, let's start. Let's roll.
It will be an interesting intro.
Yeah.
Huh? So basically, me and Luka were working in retail, and our main job was to fold clothes, which is a job that I think both of us hated, right? It taught us a few lessons to be, consistent and patient with the customers that were often quite disrespectful, right? So I think that also helped us on our further journey down the fitness path and the personal training path and so on. I just thought that would be nice to mention because we start all somewhere and we never know where we're going to end up, but always having a vision and working hard and pursuing certain dreams will always elevate you and bring you a lot of success. So yeah, that's how me and Luka met for the first time.
Actually, I don't remember that moment, but I'll rewind quite more. When we were speaking about Hollister and Abercrombie, I'll tell my story.
Yeah.
I came to Dubai back days in 2016. I dropped everything at my homeland. I came here to chase my dreams. Saying all of that, I came here, I didn't speak English. Zero. I knew how to say my name and to speak basic conversation. So nothing is impossible, right? Saying all of that, I finished university in Novi Sad. I was working in the gym as an instructor, as guys who are working here in Fitness First. So when I said to my pals, I'm leaving and I'm going to Dubai to fold the clothes, they were laughing on me. And I'll tell you, I came here, the people that I was working with, they were thinking that I'm a complete idiot. Yeah. So, zero English, not understanding people, going around, folding fucking clothes. I was counting every single day. I remember as today that I was writing on a piece of paper how to introduce myself, how to say what I do, and how to reach my goals. Can you imagine that I was approaching every single customer in the boutique, saying to them, hey, I'm a personal trainer. If you need to lose 10 kilos, let's do workout, price, negotiable, we can do anything. But I've been refused many times. But they didn't stop me believing why I came here. And then when we are on the point, in my head actually, I think I met you in Tanasic. It was a blondie guy, good-looking guy. I would never say that you are Serbian. That's in my head, yeah. And then somebody said, oh, this guy is Serbian, and he is one of the most professional people here in Tanasic. And then boom.
I appreciate that. That was someone nice, because not all people talk nice stuff. Some people are jealous and they talk a lot of negative things. And I've heard that many times in the gym. And I've been surprised because sometimes the people you think will have your back and support you the most, that are nice in front of you, behind your back, they're talking a lot of bad stuff. But anyways, long story short, so that's how you came to Dubai. I need to tell my story now.
Yeah.
So I was playing professional football. I was playing in Serbia, I was playing Iceland and Norway. And the soccer career does not always go the way you want. Some minor injuries, setbacks, a bit of unluck, maybe lack of confidence. So my football career took the wrong turn. I was 24 when I felt stuck in Serbia. I was playing fourth division football. I remember my salary was $100 per month. That was my salary at that point. Then one day my godfather sent me a link and they're saying, you know what, these guys are hiring people for Abercrombie and Fitch in Dubai. You should go do the casting. And I'm like, okay, let me go. What else? I mean, I'm a bit stuck now. I don't know what to do, with my life, with my career. So I go to the casting. Long story short, I get hired for the job. I come to Dubai. When I arrived to Dubai, I still did not have a clear vision what I wanted to do. So the first thing, it was the job in the retail. And immediately I started going and visiting modeling agencies. I had a portfolio because I was doing part-time modeling in the past. I went to all the modeling agencies, and already within the first month, I established good connections. I was working in retail and I was doing a lot of photo shoots for different brands. Like I did a major campaign for Bloomingdale's on Dubai Mall and many other brands. So I was always hardworking, but at that point, I did not know what I want to do with life. I just knew that fitness is a part of who I am. I used to be a professional athlete, and now I'm stuck folding underwear and t-shirts for 8 hours a day. Luckily, at that point, I met my partner, my business partner, and we were discussing, about things that he likes, that I like, and we came to the conclusion that fitness is the thing that we are both passionate about. So slowly, even before leaving my retail job, I opened a company for personal training. I had 2-3 trainers work for me. I was working on lead generation. And then when I developed that a little bit, I had to make a decision because you cannot sit on 2 chairs at the same time and expect that you will do something great. So I left my retail job. I transitioned fully into personal training and fitness. And that's where I have been until today.
Yeah. I know that for a fact. That's something what I would call a vision. I know you for quite long, and I think that you are the guy who is really advanced. You're the guy who is able to sit all day long upstairs, Tanasic, on his laptop and doing the stories, writing the stuff on web, promoting your company, trying to answer the questions about marketing, about lead generations. And it was 3-4 years ago when no one, I would say, knew for marketing. You were there. And I was always impressed by your work ethic.
Thank you.
Serious guy on the floor, serious guy with the clients, serious conversations. To say all of that in one sentence, Dubai has been changed, Milos. When I say it's been changed, what are the things that you see that are not really directed in fitness industry? As those days you can see more people with the abs than people with the knowledge.
Yeah, I think the fitness industry has changed a lot. I think that we live in a place where aesthetics play a very important role. I do think they're important, don't get me wrong. I think having a good body and a good physique and walking the path that you preach is very important. So as a trainer, you need to be in good shape. But I think that often people neglect all the other elements that are equally important or even more important for being able to provide a good service to your clients. And that is not the way you look. Because I've had moments in my career when I was training really hard, where I had lower body fat percentages, I had more muscle, but my business was suffering. So I have come personally to the conclusion that that's not the most important thing. I do believe that initially, if someone puts all their attention to their physique and has an exceptional physique and they are doing different things, maybe they're even using performance enhancing drugs, yes, initially they might be noticed more and they might be able to get more clients. But at the end of the day, if the quality of their service is not good, if the results that they're not bringing to their clients are not great, they will have a hard time retaining and keeping a good image for a long period of time. So yes, we live in an environment where physique plays a very important role, but from my personal experience, when I had my best physique, my business was suffering. So I think that as a trainer, there are so many different elements that are important for you to be successful in the job that you do. And the more knowledge you have in different aspects and the better service you're able to deliver, that confidence that people get just from their physique will, if you have a lot of different qualities, you're going to outshine that. I think there are people that are looking for trainers that maybe are not able to see through that, and they maybe see just the visual thing and they're like, okay, I see this trainer has a good physique, I'm going to join them, I want to be like them. But I think the clients that I'm looking for, the clients that you are probably looking for, are people that are intelligent, mature. They understand hard work. They understand if you're natural and you're running your own business, and like me, if you have 2 kids, if you have a family to take care of, training is not your top priority. I'm training 2 times a week now. And I think none of my clients have ever, addressed that as an issue or seen that as an issue, because there are, as I said, many things that are important in life. So like the clients that we are training, all the clients that we work with, they have difficult jobs, they have stress, they have so many obligations. So the more they can relate to us, the better that relationship will be.
Or you mean the more you can relate to them?
Or the more I can relate to them.
Exactly. Because as specific as you are, and as bigger problem and better solution you can offer or sort, your service is going to be at the top.
100%.
And your price will not be any more average.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that.
So we relate to these people, actually.
Yes.
And we are showing or showcase them that we are able to solve the problems. And then the client gets this aha moment. He knows what he's speaking about. This is exactly what I need.
Yes.
And that's something what links you with your potential client. Because if you are for everyone, you are for no one.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, I have a really complicated question. Do you think in this era today, it's better to be a good coach or a good marketer?
That's a very good question. I think that both elements are important, but from my experience of what I can see, that not the best trainer are doing the best marketers are doing the best. As long as they have a decent level of skills and they know what they're talking about and they become exceptional at marketing, they will always do better than the coach that has a lot of certification, has a lot of different personal training qualities, but are just not able to get their word out because no one will see them. That's the world we live in. So marketing is a very important thing. If you want to be a trainer that is extremely successful at what they do, you have to give attention not just to fitness education, but all the other aspects of business. It cannot work without it.
Yeah, I agree, but actually, I'll not give my opinion because I'm here to ask you questions.
Yes.
And I want to stay neutral in this case.
I can give you an example. Because I feel like we can be open and we can talk about it because we are both now much more mature. So, for example, at the beginning of my career in TrainSF, I was often looking at trainers and I was thinking, look at this trainer. He doesn't know how to guide the clients in a proper way. Their communication skill is not great. They are doing this wrong, they're doing that wrong. And I was in that negative mindset, judgmental. But then now, when I'm a little bit more mature, I realize this trainer probably had some qualities that I did not have at that time. You understand? So whenever someone is doing better than you in the fitness business,
there is I have to
interrupt
for just for a second.
Yeah.
There is a quote which I like to repeat. You will never meet a hater doing better than the person who is him speaking about.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
So I hope I framed this well. If I'm not, please fix me in the comments. But basically, I've never met somebody who is doing really well and speaking bad about somebody who is not doing really well.
Yes, it's usually the other way around.
Yeah, that is interesting. One thing that I've learned, I hope you will agree with me. As much energy as we put in our own plate, we'll create a better version of ourselves, a better product, a better environment. So this is for all haters. Look at yourself. And if you see that other people are doing mistakes, try not doing them, and that's all.
Yeah. True. I've learned a lot. I think we all learn because we all make mistakes, and we have our ups and downs on our journey. And usually when we are very low, we become a little bit angry, especially when you feel that you're putting in the work and the effort, but you're not getting the returns that you want. As you mentioned, that I work hard and that I am consistent in my work. But there have been many moments when I'm sitting, as you said, upstairs in TrainSF, and I'm banging my head and I'm like, why does this coach have, 10 sessions a day and I only have 3-4 sessions? I have better education. I feel like I have more experience. I feel like... But staying in that negativity will not make you better. You understand? Yeah. It's like dwelling on that. Just try to look at yourself in the mirror, be honest with yourself, and evaluate. Maybe that person has some qualities that you don't have that you need to work on. Maybe they have less skills than you, but maybe they're more personable. Maybe they have better energy. Maybe their clients are feeling something that you are yourself not delivering. So when I started thinking that way, I feel like I was losing less energy. I feel like I had more positive energy to focus on myself, on my business, on improving my qualities. And yeah, I think that's very important. It's to be honest with yourself and accept that maybe you are not as good as you think you are, and that you should constantly work on improving and becoming better.
Yeah, I agree. I have some personal questions. And first of all is, what's your non-negotiable when life falls apart?
I am stubborn. I don't give up. So no matter how difficult the situation is, I have, my routine. I stick to my training. I keep working, and I never allow desperation to take over. So I think it's stubbornness, which is in these type of cases very good. Sometimes it's bad, but in these cases when life gets difficult, of not giving up and performing even better, pushing harder, I think that's one of my, I would say, non-negotiables. And aside of that, a good coffee, no matter how bad the day is.
Yeah.
One of the non-negotiable is coffee. I need my 1-2 coffees a day.
What time you get first coffee? Just for me, because
I wake up and I have my breakfast, no matter how early I have to wake up. Like I can eat, even if I have a client at 5:30, 6 a.m., I'll wake up, I'll have my breakfast, and then immediately I'll have my coffee. I know that people like to have their coffee later, like their, natural growth hormone production to do its course and all of that. But for me, coffee is non-negotiable. I think the benefits of having it later do not outweigh the feeling that I get when I have it in the morning.
It's like a sex, yeah?
Yes.
Because there is so much literature outside that it's showcasing actually that is not really great to get a coffee in first 60 to 90 minutes as waking up.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I agree. But for me, it's a non-negotiable. Not everything can be perfect in life.
Yeah, exactly. We accept the things as they are, and we move on. Is there anything that you used to preach and these things are embarrassing you right now, or you are not really happy when you remind yourself you used to speak about that?
See, I cannot think about anything specific, but if one thing that I've learned is to not have extremely strong opinions about anything. So when it comes to fitness, when it comes to nutrition, I think that there are always different paths that can lead you to your objective. Let's give an example. Should you train until failure? Should you not train until failure? Should you do higher frequency of training, lower frequency of training? Should you train same body part more frequently with less volume or less frequently with more volume? Every single scenario can bring you to your results. We know now scientifically that maybe something is a little bit more beneficial than the other thing, but also every couple of months new data is coming out. So what I realized is that having strong opinions or being in one camp and saying only this is correct, this is wrong, this is wrong. And the older I get, the more knowledge I gain, the more information we have, the less aggressive I am in my opinions. I don't know if that answers your question, but this is my thought process.
But my question specifically was if there was anything that you preached before that you are
embarrassed about.
Yeah, exactly now.
I can't really think about it. Maybe something that I wish I hadn't done to that extent was in the exercise selection. I feel like with a lot of the clients that I'm working with, I am feeling now that in the past choosing a lot of free weight exercises like squats, deadlifts for people that whose experience biomechanics, their profile does not fit those exercises. Maybe I was pushing those exercises a little bit too much, and now with more experience, I feel like realizing that there is no single most important exercise that you have to use all the time that has to be a part of your program. That could be one thing, but I don't really think about anything really that I would be really ashamed of. If I think about it, I'll mention it, but no, I can't think anything now.
Okay, makes sense. Milos, your company Fortius, obviously you It's on already for 9 years. 9 years, yeah.
9 years.
Yeah. What is the hardest thing to scale the business?
The hardest thing to scale the business. Well, I think for me personally, I'm a creature of habit. So I am really good at doing repetitive tasks over and over again. Sometimes I'm fearful of new things. And I think to scale your business and to grow your business, the number one thing is to always challenge yourself and learn new things. What is the newest software that you can utilize to offer better personal training to your clients? What is the new skill set that you can learn? How you can improve your communication skills? So, learning accounting, for example. For years, I was fearful of the accounts. I was fearful of money. I don't know if that's how I was brought up or maybe the system that we were born in.
I think this system is something what is
Yes.
dragging us down.
It could be because that fear.
It's 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Because I think. Yeah,
look
yeah.
how many coaches are here and how many from Balkan. I'll just be very specific.
Yeah.
They don't know shit about KPIs, about targets, about expenses, income. They don't know anything.
Yeah, true.
They don't know anything.
Yeah. Also, I think
But
in a
this
way,
is because I just wanna put a fence there because we haven't been told. No one taught us, hey, that's how it's supposed to be done. Me, personally, guys, you'll not believe me, but I didn't have the internet until I was 12, 13 years old. Can you imagine this? Nowadays, kids 16, 17 years old are millionaires.
I have to tell you a story. Sorry for interrupting. When I first landed in Dubai, age of 24, and bear in mind, I finished economics high school, and I was in the top 3 students in my high school.
Mm-hmm.
I came to Dubai, and for the first time in my life, at the age of 24, I'm doing a bank transfer. I'm holding this key. I don't know if you remember, a little gadget that you press and you get a number and then you go and you log into your internet bank. I'm holding this gadget and my hand is shaking like this. A person that was top 3 in my school, I finished economics high school, never done a bank transfer in his life at the age of 24. I think that's an issue. I think that's an issue because we never got the education to understand more about business, more about, saving, more about investing. I think all of this is very important. And I think also because we grew up in an environment where money is considered bad. This is, at least in my environment, this is how I grew up.
Money as a cash or money?
Yes, money is bad, and people that have wealth have done something bad to acquire that wealth. So if you're growing up in that mindset, imagine the fear you have of money. And how this translates to my, for example, career as a personal trainer. For the first 4 or 5 years of personal training, I was afraid to charge people. I would talk to you, for example, my client, and I would be like, you know what? XX amount per personal training session. And then I would think in myself, am I overcharging? How is this person feeling? Can they pay? Can they not pay? All these thoughts, emotions, am I good enough?
Because you didn't trust yourself.
Yes, and because the view of money that I had. And then I would give a client a 15, 20 dirham, 30 dirham discount per session. The next week, they will fly first class to their holiday. You understand?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess lack of experience, lack of knowledge, the relationship
emotional
with money.
Intelligence.
Yes, that's also a good,
as well. And then, end of the day, I'll be very specific, and now I'll say my opinion. I'm not a rep counter. I train highly professional individuals to change their look, to get and to build unstoppable confidence. I'm not a rep counter. And I'm not selling a personal training. I'm giving you opportunity to build yourself back, to get stronger, to get lean, to be a hero of your house, a great father. That's what I give. And if you are here just for the sake of having a friend or sake of having a fun, I'm not the person for you. And that's the reason my price is that. Very simple. Very simple. And I fucking change people's life. I guarantee. And I put in my notes how many lives I've been changing since I started my career. How many people are away from doctors?
Yeah.
When you put this on a paper, you're fucking proud, man. You are proud of everything you have done. And then you see, this is the real value. This is the value. But we have to be aware of that. And you can only be aware when you believe in your product.
Yeah.
And when you know that you have a certain skill to change a person with you, to ask him really, how are you doing? What is your issue? Is there a hormonal panel? Is there a sleep? Is there nutrition? Man, it's not a generic nutrition that you're giving to every single person.
True.
You dig inside lifestyle and you change. It's not just 1 hour and that's it. You follow up, you ask certain questions, you ask quality questions, and then according to that, you give solution.
Yeah.
And that's that cost.
I agree.
I invest in myself. I went from mentor to mentor. I pay the coaching softwares. I pay for everything. Yeah. Why would I be as an average person? Why? Yeah. Just tell me why. If you don't respect, is not important for you, and then go and waste your time with somebody else.
Yeah, I agree. But I also feel that this is where business education comes into place and pricing and marketing. Because if you look at yourself from the perspective of just the quality as a trainer, I am sure that you were now you have more experience, but you were an equally good trainer that you are today, 2 years ago, 4 years ago, and 6 years ago. You have gained some knowledge over the 6 years, but you were a good trainer. But the confidence, or maybe I should speak for myself, was not there at that time. You understand? The confidence that I have now is not only because my quality of service has dramatically improved, because I think it was good 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 years ago. It has improved, but it was good then. But what changed? Your understanding of economics, understanding of finance. You understanding of human psychology when it comes to how much your services should be valued. What is the value of the service you're providing? How much you should charge? How much are people in your industry charging? You understand?
Yeah.
Because that's what I think. Because if I
have to interrupt.
Yeah, of course.
I know online coaches who are charging $15,000 to $20,000 for a year. Online coaches.
Online.
You know why? Because they believe in the product. They give the service and they are very specific. What problems they are solving.
Yes.
Very simple.
Yeah.
And that's where you actually build confidence. As narrow as you can go and as specific as you can be. your value goes up.
I have one question though. Sorry, I'm the one that should be answering question. How do you draw a line between helping people and what we can see now that some people are ruthless and all they want to do is sell.
This is
You
absolute
understand?
nonsense.
Because I can see that a lot of people are just chasing the money.
There's the ultimate goal to drop down. There's the ultimate goal and ultimate option, not really goal, an option to go down. Because end of the day, it might pass 1, 2, 3, 5 times. But what after that?
Yeah.
If you're just selling. Actually, the question is, if you see the top coaches, go to their bio and you will see what is written. I help people. My duty when I get on a discovery call with a person is to understand how can I help. I'm not selling fucking nutrition plan and a training plan.
Yeah.
Man, go ChatGPT, type and see what will be.
Yeah.
And then again, download next one in 2 weeks and say it's not working. Of course it's not. Of course it's not working, man.
Yeah.
It's very simple because I solve the problems. I give you solution. I give you an option. I try to understand what works, what doesn't work.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And that's the exactly way where you should tap in. You should be a person, I help people, not I sell.
Yeah.
If you sell, it's not going to happen.
Got it.
Because you chase the dollar. And that's, again, I have to repeat, this is exactly the area where we should tap in. If this was a question, I hope I answered this question.
Yes.
Because I have mentor like right now, and that's the topic which is all the time on the menu.
Yeah.
You are not chasing dollar. You are not selling nutrition plan and training program.
Yeah.
You are solving problem. And you are offering a solution. And then you have to understand if you actually can help.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I believe that our profession is under some dark curtains because of the people that are having wrong approach. First of all, I don't want to call out anyone, but you tell me. If a personal trainer comes with a Van Cleef's, a Rolex, dressed like a rapper, he's not there for his client. He is there from Mars searching for something. He doesn't know why he's there.
Yeah.
Well, this is just my opinion because I'll tell you, I was training with Nikita and Train SF, and then one guy was dressed and then Nikita was like, this guy is a trainer. Who the fuck is paying for his service? Unfortunately, I don't want to judge, but in my opinion, I don't want to even give my opinion about that. I want to ask you about these things. And if you can answer, because you'll be more polite that I am in this case. For me, it's quite annoying, and I'm trying to understand.
Yeah.
I came from different. Just to frame, I was working in Formula One. When you go there, you cannot get in shorts inside. You have to have polo t-shirt. You have to have Garmin watch. You have to have Oura ring. You have to be a performance coach to track performance.
Yes.
To understand how the person can be better. Because in Formula One, everything is about speed. And how you can improve performance, apart from the engineers, cars, all these things are very important. But you have to be very specific, very detailed. And then appearance is one of the details.
Yeah.
How you will appear. So let's get back to the question.
To answer your question, I think when it comes to appearance, I think your appearance, the way you appear, the way you dress up, the way you behave will attract a certain group of people. So I personally dress a certain way. In the past, I used to wear tank tops all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't feel comfortable anymore wearing tank tops with clients. I'm wearing polos, t-shirts. So I've changed my dress code. I feel that I look more professional.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm attracting the people that I want.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, as I told you, maybe because I'm 37, I'm getting older, I'm less judgmental. Like not to say that you are judging them, but I'm like, let people do whatever they want. The type of people that they will attract are probably not the type of people that we want to work with. You understand?
Yeah.
If you know, that is generally my opinion, but I agree with you because and I'll give you a specific example. In my gym, I see some trainers and I look at them and maybe I talk to myself inside my head. I'm thinking, this guy, he has potential. He looks great. If he just changes the way he is dressing, he will have more clients. He will be able to charge more. He will be more reputable. But it seems like people don't see that. They don't pay attention.
I'll tell you something. This is lack of education.
Probably. Could be. Yeah.
100%. Or I start believing in one thing. You don't need to have bachelor degree or any kind of science degree to be a good at something.
Yeah.
I truly believe there are so many people who are amazing in a field of fitness, but they've never been studying. But they've been actually learning through experience, reading some good books, listening YouTube podcasts, and they're amazing.
Yeah,
and they are very knowledgeable, and they know how to give you a knowledge as well at the same time, which is way harder than just being. It comes same to a trainer who is good looking, but he doesn't know how to transform this to another person. So to me, it doesn't matter. Like, you are an athlete, you are not a coach.
Yes.
But same comes to mentors who are actually teaching people.
Yeah.
They have no degree, but they are great teachers. And they have great knowledge. And they know how to put you on the right path.
I agree with this fully because...
And they're masters. And for me, this is just...
I agree because when I finished my higher education in Serbia, in my town in Subotica, I studied a lot. And you can only imagine when one of the questions on the exam was when you are, and by the way, don't ask me the answer because I don't know even now. If you cook a steak on 180 degrees for 10 minutes, how much protein will you lose because of the heating process? So imagine what we studied. But when I look at my coaching in those first 1-2 years after finishing my education and I compare it to now, it's day and night. Majority of the things that I learned about hypertrophy, volume, intensity of training, I learned by following people online, people on YouTube, different coaches, different researchers, you understand? So I agree with you. Education is important, but how do you get your education? Maybe the old school system is not really so valuable. I feel like it's broken. Yeah,
it's a broken, man.
Yeah.
You get distraction and that's it. But it's broken.
It is too behind. Yeah. It's not keeping up with the norm.
Exactly. But it comes again to a thing. Is it better to be a good marketer or to be a good coach? And you answered that already. And I
to be a good coach means to also be a good marketer.
Man, I know people who are having a really crap product, but they are selling it great.
Yeah. No, but that's Yeah.
And those days,
They don't overthink it. They just sell and sell and sell.
Just being themselves. And that's what I spoke with you prior to this podcast.
Yeah.
I think we are very often, and this is really friendly advice for anyone who is going to be online and to start streaming, making videos. As much as you can be yourself, you'll be better. Trust me. I've tried everything. I failed many times because I wasn't myself. And I just want to be myself, man.
Yeah.
And I'm still at the beginning and I still suck. English is is not my mother tongue. I have to keep up. I made millions mistakes.
I have a question. How do you know who you are? Because I think that every week, every month, we are changing as humans based on our experiences. If you ask me who I am today, like 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago, I would have a very simple, plain explanation. This is who I am. This is who I am. The older I am, the more experienced I am, don't know who I am anymore. It's a very interesting thing, right? My opinions, my thoughts are not as, I don't know if the right word is rigid or strict like they used to be. So for
Milos, do you think that we are living in Matrix?
Probably. Yeah.
Man,
Are we gonna go into topics that are a bit sensitive?
I mean, like what you were speaking now, it's really aligned to that.
Yes.
And it just came naturally to me.
Yeah. It's just so difficult to, like, if I stand in front of the mirror and I say, okay, Milos, who are you? You are a father, you are this, you are that. But every day something is changing, like there are constant inputs, information, questions that it's very difficult for me to create an, you can call it an avatar or an opinion in simple sentences of who I am. And that's why sometimes I find it hard to create content and to talk, because who am I? You understand?
Yeah.
I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a Serbian trainer, I like to help people, I want to grow my company, I want to be more successful, but it's just very difficult.
But did you ask
opinion.
yourself, what are the things that I need to do in terms to be a better father, in terms to have a better company, in terms to have X amount of clients? Did you ask yourself? And remember what I said. Visualize. Manifest. The people who know me from a long time, they might be laughing now, but I've been changed. I have been changed. You know why? Because of the setbacks. Life didn't cuddle me, my friend. People they see online, they think, oh, he is living with Russian billionaire. Everything is all right. Traveling the world, having online business, having a platform, all these things. But there are so many ups and downs. And you know what saved me from all that I passed in past 3 years? An ink. A broken notebook. I was journaling every day, every morning. The words that I couldn't say to myself, I was writing down. And then I understood who am I. Because
it took you a long time to get there?
Yes. 3 years. As I said to you, I stopped drinking a year ago. Quit. Because it didn't take me anywhere. And guys, for you, all of you who will now jump and say, "Oh, drinking, balance, all this," keep this to yourself. I don't believe that, because everything bad and wrong that I've done in my life, it was with starting a glass of prosecco, a glass of whiskey, and then the thing just
spiraled.
Exactly. So I took my life in my hands. I've got decision, and I said, okay, it's going to be shitloads of work. But as you said, repetition. I was repeating. I was teaching my brain that that's the way I want to be.
Yeah.
Because our neurons are wired with the way that we think and we do during the day. And then you have connections. And the brain creates a pathways how we will operate. But always, actually, I always was trying to put myself out of comfort zone. And that's the way you create a willpower. And this is proven, actually. If anyone questions what I'm saying now, go to huberman.com and you have a podcast where Goggins and Huberman speaking of willpower. Willpower is not doing the things that you want to do.
Yes.
And you enjoy. The willpower is the things that you hate to do, but you are still doing them.
I have an example. One of my clients had a lifestyle coach, and he forced him to change his routine, because he was a very habitual person, and he would be anxious if he had to do something outside of his usual routine. So the lifestyle coach said today, and by the way, he was coming to the gym in his Lamborghini and so on. He said, today you're coming to the gym with Metro. So the guy started going with Metro and then walking to the gym, just to change the pattern, just to change the habits, just to get out of the comfort zone. Might be a silly example, but this is already one example of going outside of your comfort zone.
Exactly. And that's where you create, first of all, appreciation. You appreciate more what you have.
Yes.
And when I've started appreciating things when I write down first time in my life, I'm very thankful that I have two hands, that I have a breakfast, and that I have a house to live, a bed to sleep, a water to drink. Very simple. Imagine without that. Imagine just having a day without electricity.
Yeah. That awareness is so important.
But we are lost inside of matrix, chasing money. Money is an illusion. Money is a tool to buy a freedom, to get advanced in life. But if you don't use it in a proper way, you are going the opposite direction. Because I've seen lives, young lives, are being destroyed because of the money.
Yeah.
I would finish this topic now here, because I have more questions for you. So, a question again: coaching and the way we are dealing with people on daily basis. Yeah. Do you know when? Actually, do you understand now clearly when person has a red flag when it comes to you, when he or she comes to you and you say, okay, this is not client for me? And what are the things that you are avoiding to work with?
I personally have not been in the position where I've said no to someone because they are not following my instructions or because they don't align with my vision. And to answer that question, I'm not sure whether it's because I'm a good person, or I feel sorry for them, or because I don't know, like maybe I want to help them because I believe that humans can change. So I haven't had that situation, but I've noticed that the older I get, I cannot tolerate anymore people that suck your energy. It started to affect me. So if I'm having like 6 sessions, 7 sessions a day, and I'm enjoying 90% of those sessions, and if someone comes to me who is totally unaware of the position in life they are in, and they are complaining, they're saying, oh my God, my day was so bad, this bad thing is happening, and they're not aware how blessed they are, I am starting to feel almost like anxious, like I cannot listen to them anymore. But I give them a chance. I have a hard time simply telling them to their face, listen, this is all bullshit.
We are not a
Do
match.
you not see the cleaner that you just passed? Do you not see the worker that was on the street that you just passed? Are you completely out of your mind? This type of communication I'm still not doing with clients because I don't know, either I am not at a stage where I feel that I can do it, because maybe I still also need to work on myself a lot, because maybe I get caught up in these same situations sometimes that they get caught up in, so I can relate to them, and I feel like for me would be then selfish to tell them, you know what, pack your stuff, we are done, or you understand. So
Yeah.
probably I still need to work on myself a lot
Because
to then be able to.
I think vitamin N is needed.
Vitamin N.
Yes, saying no.
Yeah.
Because you position yourself then. You are positioning yourself. That's all.
Yeah.
But Milos, I have to wrap it up and I have to ask you a question. Where do you see Fortius in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And is there potentially for you a path to go toward online coaching, opening the gym, whatever is your goal?
5 years down the line, I see Fortius grow in 2 different aspects. Number 1, growing the team. We already have 4 freelance trainers that are working with me in my team. I want to grow that significantly more. I want to be present in multiple gyms across Dubai. I also want to simultaneously slowly work on developing the online business. I understand that these are 2 completely different businesses, and that in order to do both at the same time, you need to expand your team. You need to hire high quality people and people that are able to manage it for you, because you cannot do everything on your own. But these are the two aspects: growing our own team for in-person training, for body transformation programs in Dubai, and then also growing the online side of the business. And to finally say something, I think that everything is possible, but I think that something that I often neglect, it's that you need to work on yourself, because your biggest enemy can often be your mind and your belief in yourself, your fear of new things and fear of challenges.
You mean false belief?
Yeah, false belief, being too much in the comfort zone, not feeling comfortable getting out of the comfort zone. So I feel before mass growth of Fortius, I think there is a lot of space of me of working on myself. And I think no one should be ashamed or afraid to say that, because I think we all need to work on ourselves.
Yeah. But I'll give you one friendly advice. You can outsource the things.
Yeah.
You can outsource the things always. And it comes how good you are at training actually people. Not training them and counting reps, as I said.
Yes.
But for instance, I have appointment setter, I have editors, I have a photographer, I have coaches who are working with me. And then the thing that I'm lacking the most is at training those people. And this is very important. You can outsource everything. There are high priorities, the things that you must be doing.
Yeah.
And there are low priorities which you outsource. And then that's the way you are zooming out and actually observing your machine and seeing what part is not working well. Because if you try to learn everything, eventually you'll get lost.
Yeah.
The life is too short, and I truly believe that point of life. This is my experience now. I'm really believing in that from my core. I believe the purpose of life is waking up every morning with purpose, being happy, and being blessed that you woke up, having a good relationship. It could be a family, it could be a client or boss, colleague relationship that actually inspires you, and health.
Yeah, I agree.
Money is there as a byproduct of you doing well the things that you are, I would say, the things that you empower or the things that you are in charge. And that's the point of life. Most people are, I have to get back and to wrap this because I believe that we are living in matrix, and then the money, the people, they believe in money, they live in an illusion. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm now in this moment, as you said, Milos, we change our opinions. Now I have this opinion. Maybe in a month or a year or 3 years, I'll change my opinion. But now I believe in that, and I believe that a man is a word. We don't see that often.
Yeah.
Milos, thank you for coming, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
It was really good seeing you. I think there are so many things that haven't been said. I truly enjoyed this conversation. And it's not a cliche, but I think we will have another conversation. Again, I felt very comfortable speaking with you. And there is, I would say we had a flow.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to come again.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.